Did you know Violence Jack and Shin Violence Jack are secretly sequels to the Devilman manga? Don't be fooled with the OVA adaptations, which were notoriously known for its torture porn. The manga does offer multiple perspectives from different characters in the apocalyptic wasteland of Japan. In fact, Volume 1 isn't about Jack at all. If I were to tell you what makes this a sequel to Devilman, that would ruin the surprise, and it doesn't help that most of the manga is raw. If you want to know the answer to this mystery, you're gonna have to watch this video. But if you still desire some sort of consolation, well, when Violence Jack combines with his two other selves, he becomes Devilman! Hello people, I'm the Anime Hero and I review anime so you can enjoy it. With the recent exposure of Devilman Crybaby, I think it's safe to say that Devilman is no longer obscure. I recently learned something new about the Devilman fandom during a conversation with Fang Streiser. We were talking for a bit and then he brings up that some fans were asking, when season 2? What? My response was the same as his, there's no more. We already covered the whole story. At least, the original 1972 manga. We finished that, but there is potential in creating sequels with other material. In the past 46 years, Devilman has extended into numerous manga spin-offs, remakes, prequels, and even sequels. Back in 1979, the original author of Devilman, Nagai, created a new Devilman story, but it was a mid-quote called Shin Devilman or New Devilman. The story took place somewhere in the middle of the Devilman series, involving time travel. These mini-stories demonstrated how historical figures were involved with demons, but it wasn't that good, hence why it's not included in this top 5. Instead, I want to focus on the other works written and drawn by Nagai himself, but I'll also include manga done by other authors. This allows for numerous interpretations with various art styles and new characters carrying the Devilman name. One such example is the current Devilman Saga. Devilman Saga started on Christmas Day 2014 and has reached a total of 6 volumes as of early 2018. The story is set in a futuristic setting of 2025. Wait, that's not that far away. In this story, we follow Yuki Fudo. In the original Devilman manga, Akira's father was a brilliant scientist, but in Saga, this version of Akira is the scientist who specializes in robots. He's been hired by the organization Lefar Inc., owned by this version's Ryo Asuka, who's in drags.
Why rosters? Oh, you're no fuck.
Oh.
I hope you say it was beautiful.
Oh no.
The main difference in Saga are the visuals as the humans merge via demon armor. When I first saw the character reveal back in 2014, the first thing I thought was, Devilman Saga thus far focuses on Yuki's conflict with this mystery of robot suicides, while also exploring characters such as Siren, Amon, Seiden, Michael, and the youth between Ryo and Yuki Fudo. A similar manga would be the fully colored prequel Demon Knight or Akuma Kishi, which takes place in prehistoric times. There isn't much info about this manga, nor do I know what direction it takes. The most interesting detail of Saga were certain advertisements saying that this would be the final chapter of the Devilman trilogy. With the recent manga released by 7 Seas, I hope Devilman Saga also receives an official license. Devilman vs. Hades. This is a book you can actually read and support. The entire story is only 3 volumes long, taking place immediately after the Devilman ending. Devilman has died and goes to the Greek underworld to bring back Mickey's soul. An appealing factor of this manga is the artwork by Team Moon. Vs. Hades was a celebration of Devilman's and Mazinger Z's 40th anniversary. Therefore, the artwork certainly speaks of grandeur, but also includes appearances of Great Mazinger. While the book is called Vs. Hades, it'd be more appropriate to call it Devilman vs. Great Mazinger, because that's what happens, and it's a little disappointing. We got some interesting returns of Jinmin, Siren, Amon, and appearances of other Go Nagai characters, but the humor feels really odd and the story isn't resolved. It just sort of stops just when it was about to incorporate Grandizer. Now that would have been really cool. The interactions between Akira and Kabuto Koji could have been better. It starts off very promising, but then it just slows down. Not a bad manga, but it leaves you wanting more. At least the pictures are pretty, and don't forget to support these Devilman manga in stores now! Devilman Lady. This one has the biggest opportunity for a new anime, or at least I think it deserves one. Devilman Lady is a direct sequel to the 1972 Devilman manga, and is by far the longest Devilman titled story for being 16 volumes long. Lady is created by Go Nagai during the 1990s, so its art style actually changed into a more muscular 3-dimensional look in contrast to his 2D flat and pointy characters from the 70s. At the same time, Devilman Lady would have an anime adaptation released under the English name The Devil Lady. Both anime and manga have their share of differences, but I want to focus specifically on the manga version. On a different Earth, Jun Fudo is this series' Devilman, who became a demon after being attacked by demon beasts. Jun works with Ran Asuka, who hunts down said demon beasts. Devilman Lady would act as a paranormal officer while keeping her secret identity, as she also works as a school teacher. The original Devilman manga doesn't have scenes of sexual intercourse. However, Devilman Lady is the story which mainstreamed the sexualized imagery of Devilman, followed by Crybaby. It's quite apparent as most images display Lady without any clothing, but this is changed later when she starts wearing armor. The tone of the story is very close to the 72 manga version, but also focuses on the lives of other characters as they transform into demons. The highlight of this series is Jun meeting Devilman in Hell and facing several dead demons. This encounter with Akira Fudo also raises her spirit to keep fighting for humanity. In this series, Devilman existed as a fictional character, implying that the world of Devilman Lady acts as a sequel to the Devilman storyline. While the Hell chapters were certainly high points of the manga, the series continues further, much to my displeasure. I was happy with Jun escaping Hell as an open-ended finale to the story, but the manga heads into the same route as the original Tragic Devilman. A major difference is the inclusion of another Go Nagai character, being Demon Lord Dante, which is fitting as Dante was the first horror manga that Go Nagai took seriously. The rest of Devilman Lady would become darker and filled with despair, leading to an ending that I found very questionable. It's possible that Devilman Saga may help fill in the gaps of these stories, but I don't know for certain. Opposing the Lady manga, the anime version actually has a happy ending. The Devil Lady anime is very different and I personally found it a bit slow, but it does have some interesting alternatives to the Devilman stories. The anime adaptation is a bit of a fusion of the Devilman Lady manga with the 1972 Devilman anime, as Jun can turn into a giant and the anime is very episodic in nature. There's definitely some good moments, but I found it to be a bit tedious to sit through. That was my experience with the Devil Lady, and I'm sure your interaction with the show will be different than mine. The anime is currently out of print and the manga hasn't seen an English distribution, but I hope that changes. With Devilman Lady out of the way, now it's time for the final possible sequel. Geeky Man. Geeky Man is an autobiography manga of Devilman's creation. Go Nagai also made other Geeky Man manga focusing on the development of Mazinger Z and Cutie Honey, but none of these stories can be found online, nor are they licensed. I'm making this video during insert date here 2018, so maybe times have changed, but at this moment there's hardly anything translated for these essential books. If Geeky Man received an anime adaptation, it'd be a very interesting story that would stand out from other anime. There's only a handful of manga and anime about the making of a series, and this format could help people learn not just about Devilman or Go Nagai, but also about the manga and anime industry. Similar to Bakuman, viewers can understand the process of creating a character or its visual design. Geeky Man is basically a Devilman documentary in manga form. but having an anime wouldn't hurt. The only problem is this manga will only talk about the creation of older Devilman material, which will exclude Crybaby since it wasn't made when Geeky Man was published. Geeky Man has 6 volumes, and along with its other related manga, I hope to see these stories either become anime or have English releases. This is very vital information that allows insight to an obscure mangaka's working process, especially to a senior citizen who's been drawing manga for 50 years. Nagai may not be the best author, but he's certainly one who did a lot for the industry. His actions will become more apparent as time flows.